Hey guys, welcome back to Wilder Home Adventures. If you guys don't know who we are, my name is CJ. Down here to my left we have Kai and Cody, and we are just about to do a really beautifully recommended hike to Tintwhistle Falls and Devil's Bridge. I was definitely not expecting this weather today. Glorious sunshine, and I am so wearing the wrong clothes. Should have put a t-shirt on for this, but this entire week has been so strange. It's supposed to have been raining most of the time, and I sort of prepared for that, so I didn't bring a big pack or anything like that to go up Kinder Scout, but today would have been a perfect day to do Kinder Scout, Kinder Downfall, but you know, that's the way things go, I guess. So if you've never heard of Tintwhistle Falls, it's not surprising. I only came across it because I'm a member of a couple of outdoor Facebook groups, and somebody posted pictures. I'm like, oh man, I really want to go check that out. So this series of Tintwhistle Falls is a series of 7 falls. Now I don't know how good they're going to be just because of the lack of water. There is some water in this creek, which means that there will be some kind of falls. Even if we never find the falls, hike up here with all this beautiful weather is worth it. Hills are still covered in that beautiful purple. I was starting to wonder if we'd missed it, because part of the instructions I'm following mention a cairn. We finally found the little cairn, so that means we follow that, we drop down, the waterfall should be down there, so which is good. Well, I'm hearing something that sounds like a waterfall. We're down in a bit of a rocky gorge. Still got these amazing views. But at least there is actually water in this. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh my gosh, that's really pretty. Wow. Very cool. What a gorgeous spot. We have it all to ourselves. We are going to go up a little bit further too, because we want to see all the waterfalls. There's just enough water in this to make it look appealing. It's a shame the bigger one doesn't have just a tad more. You ready? We got this rock. Think they're ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. What an amazing spot to come spend a little bit of time. Dogs haven't got to play much in the water because there hasn't been much. But yeah, Kai, she'll stick her face in the water, as you probably saw, but then she will also pull rocks from the bottom. Truthfully, I have no idea why they like to pick up big rocks from underneath the water, stick their whole heads in, get their ears wet, and bring them to shore and drop them. I don't know the logic behind that for a dog, but Kai does it all the time, Cody does it sometimes. So anyway guys, we're gonna head on from here to Devil's Bridge. So we're heading back down the valley, and we'll take a right, I think, at the gamekeeper's cottage, and then we'll head back. But I've got a surprise in store for you a little bit later. I am so filled with good feelings right now. Cody has been doing so well. Yes, he gets tired quickly, so we're having to keep the trail short, but after Wales, I wasn't sure he was going to be able to do any of this ever again, that he was never going to be able to come and do hike with me, hike with Kai, get out on an adventure, and it really broke my heart, not to mention the impact it had on my mental health with not being able to get out and do these things. So to see him out like this, yes, he's a little wobbly, yes, occasionally he falls over, and yes, we have to keep the trail shorter, but that's actually working with our weather windows right now. But it's such a relief to have him mostly back to normal, and I can't tell you that relief because it's so hard to leave him behind. Wow guys, look at the horns on these guys. Definitely rams. That back one is incredible. Now, I just came around the corner and this is all Devil's Bridges. Okay, that's a bit disappointing. I was expecting something a little bit more interesting than that. So there definitely has to be something more to this than a plank of wood, because that's just, you know, all the Devil's Bridges that I've come across are usually a lot more dramatic than that. I would have gone more with Troll Bridge on this one. So the Devil's Bridge, quite a bit of a let down there. But we're now in Swallows Wood Nature Reserve, which is a 60-acre nature reserve that was built on the remains of two old reservoirs that no longer exist. So we're just going to follow this through the woodland and enjoy the shade, because it is starting to get a bit toasty under that sun. Before we get back to the car, I'm going to give you guys a clue, see if you can figure out where I'm going next. We've got two words for you: stepping stones. And if you want to pause the video now, comment down below. We'll see how many of you guys get it right without cheating. So apparently this is the lime kiln. So the trail takes you up, but this is not expected. I mean, I guess this is a more modern version of a lime kiln, because what we're used to seeing are the older ones. But so this is from East Buxton Lime, but it is now a wildlife hotel. This is where we start our descent into Chee Dale, and apparently this bridge is very well known for people abseiling off of it. I don't know if we're going to see any of that today, but we'll have a look. Not gonna lie, we're 300 yards in, maybe. And this is already beautiful and what's awesome. Right now, the joy of first time with the river being slightly low is you can either take a low path along the edge here, which gives the dogs a chance to get down to the water and drink and play, which we'll do some of. But you can imagine if this was a lot higher, can be a little bit treacherous through here, I think, when we get to the stepping stones. I can't imagine how much worse, or how much slower life would be on a hike with water if I had a lab or a cocker spaniel. Because these two, look at that, having the time of their life. But, you know, it's their vacation too, you know. Woo, that was interesting. Of course, we're back in south, which means limestone, which means after the rain we've had, this is slicker. As my dad would say, grossly enough, slicker than snot on a doorknob. But at this point, it's getting muddy. It's very slick. Good footwear needed. Don't know why, this particular section, I feel like it's very fairy-ish. Like, I'm a giant in a fairy world, but I just sort of feel like this is a massive river for them, but they live in all these little hollows under these mosses and stuff like that. It's getting gloomier and narrower and ever so steadily more difficult through here. This is what I meant about the limestone and wet tree roots. Very, very cautiously coming through this because that is a bit of a steep drop right here. Look at that beautiful water. That cliff. It's so clear you can actually see the bottom. Or at least you can see what's on the bottom anyway. I tell you, these limestone steps are interesting with Cody, especially as he's most likely to fall to his left side. So I'm making sure he's getting down okay. Making sure I'm getting down okay. He unfortunately fell down that last one, but I couldn't do much about it for that one. But good God, this gorge is absolutely incredible. Oh joy, it's raining and it's thundering. But I guess better to be down in Canyon, not in Utah, than to be up on top. So we're still looking for the stepping stones, but I think those come a little further along. Wowzers. Look at this cliff. Goes way up. This is pretty incredible. So much better than I imagined it was going to be. And of course there's really great area for rock climbing, which is what these guys behind me are doing. And of course they have dogs, which means Cody wants to play. But we're here at the first set of stepping stones, which aren't submerged right now, so we can actually walk along the path. But yeah, this has been, God, this rivals anything in the States. Absolutely unbelievable. I have two dogs that are cheating and not using the steps, but as you can see, it does feel a bit silly to use the steps when I don't really need to, but to be fair, it's easier walking on them than on the ground, so, but the dogs are finding it much easier just to walk through the river. Another stunning undercut right here. Really cool. No climbers here though, but good spot to wait out the weather. I don't know if this is going to blow over, if this is what's supposed to be coming in today. Wasn't expecting it quite this early. Okay, I don't know if this might have been mined, because I'm looking at things like this, and there's another hole here, and there's a big old hole right here. I'm not going to stick my finger in there in case it's a spider, but this is definitely not natural the way this is all carved out, so I felt like it must have been done by the river, but I don't believe it was. Second set of steps. There's actually water surrounding these ones, although not much of it. We'll see if the dogs follow on this or if they just go through the water. So that, guys, is Chee Dale, and shame about the rain, but it really didn't change how much I enjoyed that, except for the fact that it was so slippery and definitely dangerous. I would definitely recommend good pair of shoes unless it is been dry and the water's low. Between the entrance of that tunnel where we started and the end of that tunnel, it stopped raining. Woohoo! So might be able to dry out a little bit. Anyway, guys, since it stopped raining, I am going to leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you some ideas of where to come in the Peak District to get away from the crowds a little bit. This is popular, but I barely saw anybody. So if you did enjoy this video and feel like supporting the store, please go ahead and check out the link in the description below to my merchandise store. I have t-shirts just like the one I'm wearing that are great for hiking. This is mostly synthetic, so it's great to dry out in this rain. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it here. So as always, take care of yourselves, take care of your mental health, and thanks for watching.